today on Wrestle Fandom Radio, we have MJF being a mid-champion, Bray Wyatt sucking pretty much since he came back, and everything having to do with the bloodline, as well as, well, let's just be honest, WrestleMania sounds like it's going to suck for right now. All right? Stay tuned.
Sports entertainment, it's the real to you, damn it, you support us, your favorite. Talking name, Jay Styles, Chris Jericho, and all the greatest. Your top 5 dead or alive, the broader stages, like WrestleMania, holding it all out. NXT takeover, what the business about. Putting fans in the stands and the millions at home, like The Rock versus Stone Cold, we're stealing the show. Wrestle Fandom Radio and Disruption Network with Dippin' Donuts. ICW, we make fanatics flipping donuts. Every time we're live at local shows and it's a bonus. We're family friendly, all the growing ups and kids condone us. We're dedicated to bringing you all the top news. Ain't no dirt sheet, this ain't rhetoric, we do not snooze. No speculation, we're just bringing them facts. Ain't no storyline of fiction when I spit on these tracks. It's Wrestle Fandom Network, Wrestle Fandom Radio. Every week's an episode, hoping we're your favorite show. Hear about your favorite pro, what's the scoop from backstage? Hear us on the podcast and go and view our fan page. Disruption Network, Wrestle Fandom Radio. Every week's an episode, hoping we're your favorite show. Hear about your favorite pro, what's the scoop from backstage? Hear us on the podcast and go and view our fan page. Disruption Network, Wrestle Fandom Radio. Every week's an episode, hoping we're your favorite show. Hear about your favorite pro, what's the scoop from backstage? Hear us on the podcast and go and view our fan page.
Yo! We're all here.
3 Musketeers are here.
It's true.
Okay, let's get this out of the way. The reason either all of us weren't here or one of us weren't here or however it was going over like the past month, we tracked everything down. We ran everything to ground. Every single bit of it.
Sherlock Holmes figured it out.
Sherlock Holmes figured it out. Every single bit of it was Austin.
Yep.
Popped back up in our feed. I don't know how he did that. I even talked to Z, and now we saw Z's doing his thing. So he's not around. This is not him. This is nothing. I think we're cool. I think we're finally cool with Z now. And what do we have? Now we have a brand new problem. Austin.
So I'm not sure how he's doing it, but he's been getting into our socials because the 3 of us use Facebook Messenger primarily to contact each other. And
to send nudes.
And send nudes. And he was messaging me, messaging Garrett, messaging Todd, different times or changing the time when the shows are supposed to be on, and it has caused a little bit of disruption in our show. And this little drummer boy needs to go find a new hobby because obviously messing with us is not the route you want to take. But before we even... He's done. He's off the table. We're not even talking about that anymore. But before we get in our show, Todd, I have a question for you.
Yes?
If I was going to get something screen printed, where would I go?
You would go see the gentleman I'm going to see after the podcast, Fred, down at Seasonal Sports.
Is he going to make that dildo shirt for you?
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a surprise.
And Garrett,
yes.
If you were about 20 years younger,
yes,
and you decided that you were going to go all in on your dream becoming the next WWE superstar, where would you start?
I would start my journey at UWE.
Ooh, what's
in Oneida.
that?
It's Upstate Wrestling Entertainment. If you want to be a wrestler, if you want to be a referee, if you even want to be a manager, it's the place to go. You would not believe the prices for your weekly classes.
It's a steal.
It's
beyond.
Steal. It is beyond a steal. And who you're going to learn from is it. He's been around so long and done so much. It's pure insanity.
Yeah.
Anything. If you I can't wrestle. Okay, so don't wrestle. Be a ref.
Right.
Be a man. You want to be a man. You wanted to be ringside. You want to be a character. You have a good character. Go learn how to be a manager.
Absolutely.
You will,
Because you will
just
learn
go.
from the best.
You will learn. You will literally learn from the best.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I get thirsty sometimes.
Uh-huh.
And there's certain beverages, especially when I'm not on the clock or I'm not around the kids, that I like to indulge in.
Mm-hmm.
And does anybody know anywhere I can go to get
I know a really
nice
good
adult
place.
beverage? Where, Garrett?
16 Stone Brewpub.
Oh, with how many locations?
There's 2.
Ooh, go on.
Tell
Tell
one
me
in
more.
Utica and one, the original, as well, in Holland Penn.
Oh.
And I see they do a variety of things.
A
I saw there
variety.
was a comedy
50,
thing at
yeah.
Holland Patton the other day.
Yeah.
I have to say that I
Whiskey Wine Club on Wednesdays.
a few months back I got a special edition Sandman beer from there, and
Yeah.
I believe me and Todd enjoyed
Yep.
Yeah.
enjoyed that. Like,
Absolutely.
they brew their
It
own
was
beer,
delicious,
and
yes.
it's very, very delicious.
Yeah.
But not only do they brew their own beer, they brew their own hard seltzers as
They
well.
do.
Go
And now
on.
I did try
My
one
lady
of
would
them,
like that.
and and I talked to Adam Stone, who is one of the owners.
Yep.
No relation to Joseph Stone's guys.
Nope. And he told me that everything is done with real fruit and real whatever. There's no
And lots of
preservatives.
love.
There's no, of course, lots of love, but there's no artificial crap in it. Like a lot of the ones you buy, that are mass produced, from the big companies. That's not real flavoring. That's all artificial shit and fake
Right.
flavoring. They use all real fruit and all whatever. And that, first of all, I don't think there's anybody in the local area that does their own hard seltzer.
Not hard seltzer.
Not hard
Yeah.
seltzer.
That's what I mean. So
There's
everybody does their own home brew or their own, micro.
Not
whatever you
in,
call it, but
not in the. I know there's places out like Canastota way, or not Canastota, Canastovia way, and like
Yeah.
Syracuse way. They do their own, but not anything right here in the Rome Utica area.
Yeah. So,
But let's.
first things first in wrestling news is that the Road to Immortality is being postponed for this month and will be next month at the April show, the Rome show.
JFK Arena.
April
What?
29th.
I think so. Yep. So
And that'll have.
stay with us for more news about all those matches and everything there.
I believe I saw that's a 30-man rumble that'll be happening.
Yes. That's a lot of men. That sounds like your house on a Friday night, Todd.
Yeah.
That's no.
30.
That's like half the number.
30.
30.
Beginner.
Yeah. Right.
But before we get into our Bray Wyatt, let's take our first commercial break.
All right. So here's obviously you can see we don't have the graphic running yet. Obviously, we got to get that going as we will. But let's check out the commercial I made here for 16 Stone. Come visit 16 Stone with 2 locations, the original in Holland Penn and the second location in Utica, with handcrafted beer and seltzers, 50-cent wings on Wednesdays in the Utica location, wine and whiskey club every Wednesday. Check out their full brew pub menu on their website, Facebook, and Instagram. Protein shakes also available at the Utica location. Come visit 16 Stone. I think I'm getting better. I'm not Todd.
Why isn't anybody giving me this stuff? I've literally done commercials in 9 different states now.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to get to you what I need and then to upload.
If you can
what
give me
you
a
do to
video,
that.
I have.
Todd, next video I make, I'll just send you a script and.
The next video you make, I'm usually in them.
No, I'm talking
No,
about.
not those videos.
Commercial.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Continuing.
So, what the fuck is going on with this Uncle Howdy shit? Like, I get
I don't
it.
know. So
It's been 9 months.
here's my point. Like,
He came back this summer.
Bray Wyatt has
What is
been
going on?
utterly pointless since he returned.
And all he's been doing is dark matches half the time. If he's doing any matches, which I'm like, why are you even doing?
He's done
dark
what? One
matches?
match?
It's been pointless.
He's done one match, and he's done he did a dark match that he broke his thumb or his finger,
Right.
And then I think he did a dark match with LA Knight not this past Monday or Friday or like 2 Fridays ago. He did like a street fight dark match with him, but that's the thing. It's like, why are you doing all these dark matches?
Like, it took you
why?
guys 6 months for him to actually get back in the ring. And, like, I liked this whole tease with Uncle Howdy thing and everything, but it seems like what their original plan for it, they've decided they didn't want to do it, and now they don't know what to do.
And now they don't know what to do. They're stuck.
They've been
So they've just been doing the same thing every
they went
single
in
week.
whole hog, and then we're like, no. And now they're like, well, what do we do?
Like what's the point in that? It's like if he's so good at character creation and he has the fans behind him to a certain degree, why aren't they staring into that? Why not take?
I can tell you why they're not staring into it.
Why?
2 words. Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
I mean, did he come back at the wrong time? Was it too close to WrestleMania season?
Dude, he came back in like June.
He came back.
June
Period. Or who?
No, he came back. It was the fall.
Fall. It was October.
It was like
I want to say it was like August at the latest.
Didn't he come back? I thought he came back at Survivor Series. Didn't he come back at Survivor Series?
Yes.
Still,
But
that's way
it's way
too
too long.
long.
It's
We are
March.
literally almost at WrestleMania, and nothing has happened.
Yes, he came back in September.
Okay,
Yeah.
September.
All right.
So
Still, September,
What was
October,
it at the end
November,
of then?
December, January, February, March. We are 7 months in.
Jesus, dude,
And that was something everybody been waiting for since he had been fired from the company. So when he came back,
he's done nothing.
yeah, he's done absolutely.
And
shit.
He's done nothing.
I
They
don't think it's
screwed
his
the
fault,
pooch.
though. I don't
No.
think it's his fault.
It might not be his fault, or maybe it is. I'm sorry. I'm
think-
sorry to say it like this, and maybe it's because of like the whole time frame of me not watching WWE like the way that I then like. I'm not a big Bryan Danielson fan. Is maybe I missed out on his coming up, but he's a better character than he is a wrestler. Sorry. You know what I
See,
mean?
that I don't necessarily agree. He's one of the more athletic big guys. Like, the dude is super athletic. I feel like you look at some of the him and Randy Orton matches, like, Bray Wyatt moves like a guy who shouldn't be able to move that way.
I'll agree to that. I just think sometimes when you're like as a wrestler, sometimes your character is so good and so big, you don't necessarily need a championship to be a threat.
A la Undertaker.
If Undertaker had never been champion, like you looking back, you would have been like, well, that's crap. But at the same time, the guy was one of the main pillars of the company, holding it up so it didn't collapse until Rock and Stone Cold.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
So, but like, I would never, I don't know if, like, I would say that Undertaker's the greatest character of all time in WWE, but would I put him as one of the greatest champions? Not even close.
I would put him as one of the greatest gimmicks because
yeah, that's what I mean.
like Stone Cold is one of the greatest characters because like the real real Steve Austin, Steve
gimmick
Williams
and character
is not.
are two very slightly different things. So like, you know what I mean? Like I would say the gimmick of Stone Cold is more like Undertaker is a full on character.
Is a full right.
You know what I mean? And I just feel like Bray is genius on that. And a good point to that also is when he finally got the belt.
But again,
nothing happened.
I don't put that
chase,
on him. I put that on creative.
Right, the chase was better than the get.
The title
right.
reign,
Than the reign. It was the same thing with when Moxley when it was Dean Ambrose.
Yep.
His title chase was probably one of the best title chases of the past in the past 20 years. His title chase was unbelievable. But once he had it, his reign was garbage.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
was
I mean?
such a mark when he should have beaten Seth Rollins, and then Seth Rollins got to retain because they DQ'd him because he kneed the referee when he jumped off the belt, and then Moxley pinned him. Boop. New ref came out, but then they said, "Oh no, Seth's still the champion because he's disqualified for hitting the referee." I was full mark. I'm flipping out. I'm calling Samuels. I'm like, "Bro, what the hell? Dean should have won." And like, I fully went into fan mode in that. And like, I don't blame this on Bray. I'm sure if this all went the way Bray would have had it, like Royal Rumble would have been the Howdy reveal, everything else then leading into
why aren't we at least like why isn't Howdy wrestling? It has to be his little brother.
And I'm
You know
telling
what I mean?
it's Vince.
And it should be.
Vince fired him in the first place. You think Vince is going
At
to...
first, when you're like, it's Vince, I'm like, Uncle Howdy's Vince? That's crazy.
That would be insane. Vince could be a creepy uncle.
Yeah.
But-
yeah. No, Uncle Howdy is definitely the brother. Uncle Touchy would be
Would be Vince.
would be Vince.
And the other thing I was super excited about, and maybe this is for own personal reasons, so I'm not like pissed about it, but I was so stoked when Alexa finally cracked. And he was like, okay, this is happening.
And what are they doing with her?
Well, she's off TV for a while.
Right.
But is
Because
that...
she got married and everything, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, that was a while ago.
That was a while ago too. That was
I'm
like
talking, she's off
4
TV
months
now.
ago.
Oh, no, or right now.
Yeah, but I can't hate on her. Maybe there's personal reasons behind it. Maybe she has to go to surgery. I don't know.
Maybe she's knocked up.
True. Also very true.
Maybe.
But, that was one thing, too. I was like, oh, finally. She finally snapped. We finally are going to get this back out of her because I loved that character with her. She played it very well. And then all of a sudden and again, I'm not mad at her. It's just one of those situations where it was like, it got really cool. Oh, no, she's gone. And
Right.
it's just like, fuck.
Well, I've noticed, too, and correct me if I'm wrong, but ever since Vince has gotten back into the fold, all the guys that Triple H had rehired, their
Seems to
pushes
not be.
have kind of stopped. Like Braun, what the fuck is Braun doing?
Braun's done nothing. Well, he's with Ricochet now,
Right.
which is an interesting team.
Because Ricochet looks like a mini Braun.
That, and it's just funny.
I kind of like their dynamic. It reminds me of Team Hell Yes or
Yeah.
Team Hell No, whatever they were.
But
Yeah.
it also reminds me of Braun and Alexa.
Yes.
Because he was doing, like, his finisher off of Braun's shoulders and
Yeah.
stuff the one
Yeah.
night. And I'm like, well, that's cool because you're a big dude, and that's a little, but that was already done.
Right.
Like, you did that with Alexa.
It's already done, but at the same time, like he's also like obviously bigger
Yeah.
than her. So, but it would be cool if he was literally taking Ricochet and throwing him at people. That would be because he could easily do
Fastball
that.
special.
You know what I mean? He could literally fastball special him and just like
But like Joe was saying, and this makes a lot of sense, is, Hit Row came back and they were pushing them for a while. I didn't mind them, them performing I could have done less with, but they weren't terrible wrestlers.
No.
But then all of a sudden, Vince kind of comes back in, and they're just burying those guys now. Like, they're just not even giving them matches. Like, the last time I saw them, they came out, this was a couple weeks ago, and were, like, performing, and then I think Bray came out, and Uncle Howdy, and beat the hell out of them, and blah, blah, blah. And, so...
what's his name? That was bald and now he's not. That he came back.
That was bald?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
Carrion?
shaves his head. Yeah, Cross.
Oh, yeah.
Cross. Like
Yeah.
Cross should be one of a big, huge guy you're pushing. Cross and LA Knight should be doing a program together.
And Cross, they were, like, pushing him, and then it just... But again, like Joe said, all around the
I find the
same-
timing super suspect.
Yes, it's
like,
weird. And then we all obviously have probably seen the whatever that Vince was in Gorilla all through Raw Monday night. Now, apparently, Triple H still had the final say, but he was
Bullshit.
back there all night long, and apparently he has a mustache.
No, that was proven false.
No. There was people, like, not the pictures. There was people, like, literally, like, backstage, like, being like, yeah, he's got a mustache now. Like, the pictures that are going around were fake. But I haven't heard that the actual, like, him having it is fake. I just
Is
know
he
there's
just
pictures.
really trying to become like a VOD villain? Like with
Why?
I'm gonna be the evil guy.
Why? I don't know. It's bad.
So, yes, I agree. So, what they have to do at WrestleMania is
I was gonna
Bray
say-
even have a match?
I don't know. I don't know. But so let's talk about WrestleMania because right now it still sounds
Terrible?
to me like it's gonna be terrible.
I got the card
Okay.
pulled up right here.
I like the idea of a smaller card, and especially if they're gonna have it. Is it still 2 nights?
Yes. It's first and the second.
Okay.
But that's the thing, though. So,
I'm okay with the shorter. I'm okay with the 2 nights shorter pay per view.
but, so here's the question. They did this, not the last pay-per-view, maybe the one before, are they going to fill it with a bunch of shit? So remember, there was
I
a
don't think
pay-per-view
so, 'cause
not
the-
long ago that was like a match and then like, a
then crap.
5-minute thing on a wrestler.
Yeah.
And then a match, and then it's like, I would much rather
Wasn't the
watch-
last one because the last one
No, it
I didn't
was-
see the whole thing. It was
yeah,
the
it was
one before.
But
well,
it was
I mean,
like,
I'm sure it's WrestleMania goes Hollywood, so I'm sure a lot of it's gonna be shot like movie stuff, And like all the packages are going to be all like Hollywood.
I just don't want them being like less whatever, but more.
No, I'm gonna.
But I don't. They're not having the Andre Memorial.
I don't.
Right.
As of right now,
that's not listed.
No. So I'm gonna read. There's 8 matches so far, and I'm gonna read them out. And I just want you guys to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you're excited. I'll start at the bottom. Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Give me it.
Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul.
I'm gonna go in the middle.
I want to see Logan Paul. I want to see Logan Paul against Ricochet.
Yes.
That's
Logan
the match
Paul
I want to see.
Was shockingly good.
Yeah.
On both the matches he's
No,
done so far.
he's a great performer. There's no backstory to it.
There's no backstory. He just came out and went
came
after
out,
him because they were like, listen, we need you to go do this.
Right.
Where they set themselves up for a match in the Rumble with that giant collision. That's all you needed for them to be able to tell a great story.
Austin Theory versus John Cena for the U.S. title.
100. What?
No.
What?
Absolutely.
What? No, dude, I'm in. I'm all for. I like new Austin Theory.
I liked their back and forth, but Cena's becoming a Goldberg, where it's just.
Except Cena will have a 15-minute match and it'd be good.
I could be proven wrong.
Cena's also always been a better wrestler than Goldberg ever was.
Right, but they're getting him more into just like the 3-move shit. Here are your 3 moves, go away.
Right, but I mean,
I have a feeling
a lot of guys just don't like that. I mean, AJ Styles is still phenomenal, and he still hits his main 6 moves every single match.
Right, but the other thing
what
too
I mean?
is contract with shit, and it's what he's allowed to do and not allowed to do with Hollywood.
Right,
that's why Dwayne could and couldn't do certain things.
Right,
is because if he got hurt, he would fuck up a whole production.
Right.
So that's my thing is he going to be able to go whole hog and actually wrestle a full match?
As long as it's not as bad as the Cena Undertaker match from a few years ago, I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then we have Gunther versus the winner of that Fatal 5-Way.
If it's Sheamus, if Sheamus is in it or no?
I'm not.
Is Sheamus in that match?
Let me see.
If he's in that match and he wins, I'm all for it.
Yes, because at Mania is when
it's this Friday SmackDown.
Okay,
I know who's in it.
If it's Sheamus who wins, and then it's Sheamus and Gunther at Mania, Sheamus better. I'm using my off card. He better fucking win. He better have his Mania moment to grab his last title that he needs to become a what's that called? Grand Slam champ.
He already is a Grand Slam champ.
He's never had the IC title.
Yeah, he never has.
But they use the U.S. title or the IC part of that Grand Slam.
Oh, okay. Well then fine.
I remember
if he is a Grand Slam, but that's the IC title is the only title he's never held. So
yeah, if it's Sheamus,
that should be his moment.
Right on. If it's anybody else versus him, we all.
And I still think, this is not an original idea. I still think I don't think it's an original idea that the at WrestleMania, the IC title should always be defended in a ladder match called the Scott Hall Invitational.
That'd be great. I'd be down.
Even if it's more than one person.
Yeah.
But it should just be the Scott Hall Invitational,
Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
I mean, I enjoy Brock now, but I don't like Omos.
He's worthless.
He is. They were like, oh, here's a big dude. Let's bring him in here.
Bianca versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship.
It's who that they've matched up in the women's. It should be the other way.
Charlotte versus Rhea for the SmackDown. I don't even care. I don't.
I care only because I want Rhea to get it now. But again, this should be the other way. This should be Rhea versus Bianca and Asuka Charlotte versus Asuka. Yep. That's what it should be.
And then we have Roman versus Cody. And the only reason I want to watch that match is to see Cody win. And at this point, I don't know if that's even going to happen.
They're gonna do the tag. Eventually they're gonna announce that it'll be, because now let's segue. Let's use that
so real
to
quick,
segue
back
into
to just the Cody Roman thing, and this just could be a coincidence on why this happened. And somebody pointed out, maybe you guys saw it, is that when Roman, and again maybe it was just the way it fell, But when Roman laid down the belts, one was facing Cody and the other was facing him. Like the way the W was. Again, it could just have been the way when he took it off, a coincidence.
Yeah.
But it seemed, I saw somebody point out, like, this was pointing this way.
Before the segue, let's hit our second commercial break of the show.
Hi, this is Craig Palmer. If you ever aspire to be a wrestler, come on down to Upstate Wrestling Entertainment, located at 1121 Glenwood Ave in United, New York. We're open every Tuesday and Thursday from 6:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. Come on down and join us. See you then.
I would not want Ben putting me in a headlock.
No, but I enjoy him so much. He's such a great guy.
So, all of the bloodline, Sammy, Cody stuff. Where are you guys at? I still don't think anyone cares about Cody Roman.
TV timeout. We just got a message from Coffin.
It is not his time. It's Sammy's time.
We just got a message from Coffin.
Oh, did we?
Yes. Ataxia has no association with the mark wearing our shirt. He's just a mark.
I didn't even notice.
Who's wearing the...
I'm going to assume...
Yeah, I think we all can assume it's the same person.
Okay.
We're all assuming it's that
So
same guy.
maybe we can edit that, the Ataxia logo if Coffin wants us to edit the logo.
I could probably do that.
Yeah,
you could blur it.
I'll blur it.
Yeah, we can blur
it. Coffin, do you want it blurred?
We'll blur it for you.
I'll do anything you want.
Yeah.
Todd will really do anything you want.
My beard tickles balls.
Yeah, you got to trim that. Anywho.
So, back to...
the bloodline.
I'm sure that this is part of Cody's contract. I'm not denying how, the whole, undesirable.
We need to blur that. Coffin just said.
Huh?
We need to blur the Ataxia logo.
Okay.
Not the problem. Thanks, you're beautiful too.
So, I'm not saying, I feel like maybe more out to SummerSlam, should he be getting at least one of the belts or something like that?
Cody?
Okay. Yes.
So you think it should go on even longer?
No. I'm saying that they shouldn't have pulled that trigger at Rumble.
See,
I would have done everything totally different.
Disagree with you. I think they pulled the trigger at the right time, and everything after Sammy's turn, I have not been a fan of. Sammy's turn should have coincided with something with Sammy. Instead of going Sammy and KO, you have KO and Cody somehow team up, and they start something with the bloodline. Maybe Sammy's with them, and then you have KO challenging for one title, Cody challenging for the other title, and then you have Jey Uso turn on the bloodline, and him and Sammy tag champions. Mm-hmm. That, however they played it, that's how things should have progressed. That's how KO deserves a title run as a face.
I would never doubt a title ever on KO. Like
Cody deserves the title now, and we need Roman to be off TV for like 6 months.
Right.
Yeah,
And
the world's had enough of Roman.
He's had the titles now for like 3 years. And we all know my personal feelings about Roman, but the dude deserves a break. We deserve a break from him also.
Yeah.
We need remember the Summer Cena? We need something like that where the focus isn't on one person having the belts.
Right.
You got Cody on one show. You got KO on the other show. You got the tag titles going to both shows. Like, let's work it. You got a lot of talent there. Let's set something up. Like, let's set up Cody versus Bray, like, for the title come SummerSlam. That would be dope as hell. Let's set up KO versus whoever. Like, even if they want to elevate Austin Theory. Like, KO and Austin for the title would be a great thing. Because, honestly, as much as I couldn't stand the dude a year and a half ago, I'm all in on Austin Theory being a mainstay superstar. The dude's got the talent. The dude has learn the mic skills. Let's see something new. Let's see something different. I'm tired of seeing the same old shit. The best thing out of last year, besides Bray and Braun returning, honestly, Sami Zayn is a fucking gem. Let him roll with those tag titles for a year, and then let him have his singles run.
Right.
Like Kofi Mania, Sammy Mania, dude.
Yeah,
that's
where I'm at. Is like he's too hot. You know what I mean? Like obviously now the obvious route is he's going to get Owens to tag with him to take on the Usos.
I think Cody's going to be part of that.
You know, well, no, there's 100% in the next coming weeks you're going to see Cody, KO, and Sammy
they've already
versus the Usos and Solo. Roman's not going to be in on that. You're going to see it the other way, you know. And I assume I don't know if they're keeping the tag belts together, they're going to have those, or they're going to eventually split those as well. I have no idea. I don't know what they're doing. But I feel like even though, it's like Jay super kick Sammy, and I feel like all the momentum that the story had died with that super kick.
Well,
and now
it does just
it doesn't. Yeah, because now it doesn't matter.
No,
it's like it was the same because you just mentioned Kofi Mania, right? Like the entire time. Okay, we all watched it. The entire time it was like, okay, when are they going to bury him? Mm-hmm. When's the moment that they're going to bury him? No way they're going to let this happen.
Same thing with Big E.
No way they're going to let this happen. When are they going to bury him? And they didn't. And he won. And it was amazing. You know what I mean?
Well, I think Vince learned from the whole Daniel Bryan experience that.
So why aren't they learning from this? They created, I'm sorry, the best storyline in the past 20 years. Easy.
Well, I think part of it is
in WWE, at least. I mean,
they're not going to have Roman Reigns lose to Sami Zayn. Let's be honest. No. They're not going to do that. But regardless of how the fans feel,
but also depended on how. If they kept all the Jay stuff, and it was like, no, Jay is the reason that he loses. Because I saw one person posted, I don't know if I shared that one with you guys, where it was like, it shouldn't be Sammy, it should be KO, it shouldn't be Cody, it should be Jay.
Yes. And
you know what I mean? And I was like, actually, that's really hard because it started with Jay. Because Jimmy was out, and he wanted to build. Roman wanted to build the bloodline, and he needed to start with Jay because Jay was the only one there. He held Jimmy in in a submission move until Jay gave up. You know what I mean? It started with Jay. It should end with Jay. You know.
So, hear me out here. You have KO and Sammy win the tag titles, and then you have Jay be that person to take title. Because honestly, like, give Jay even if it might be brief, give him a title run.
Yeah.
Do it. And, I think that's the biggest thing right now is all those matches that I read off to you, the only one that really feels like it has any stakes is the Roman and Cody match. Even though you have titles on the line for the other ones, the stakes don't feel like you can almost say what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And even if, Rhea Ripley beat Charlotte Flair, okay.
You know Charlotte's going to get it back.
John
Cena beats Austin Theory. Okay, Austin Theory beats John Cena. Okay.
Right. Yeah, but the stakes also need to be higher. So it's like the obvious thing is Cody's going to win, and we're not going to see Roman for a little while, and we're going to win too.
But the stakes you have Roman that's going on the longest title reign ever right now. There are legitimate stakes. Even if you throw in the stupid stipulation, if I beat you, you got to retire. Even though those never really stuck, give me something that it's more like take Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. There's no title on the line there. It's sure, I know it's going to be a great match, but at the end of the day, what does that match mean?
Nothing. It was.
And next month, are we going to be talking about?
Right.
Oh, dude, remember the Seth Rollins Logan Paul match? No, but a month after Mania, we might be like, dude, I can't believe Cody lost the title. Like we all thought Cody was gonna win, or, dude, man, I'm really everything's kind of sucked now with Cody's being the champ. I really wish the Bloodline was back. There's stakes there that we can.
All I'm saying is, with the I don't know, dilution of, you want to say, of the storyline that they,
the evolution.
The dilution, this was this best storyline that they've created in the past 20 years is now just kind of fizzled in, for these matches. Is everything better change after Mania? Everything.
If Vince is still involved, it's all, again, going back to what Joe said a while ago, it all seems funny that everything started going to shit when he strolled back into the company.
Everything better change in WWE because last year was their year to get back up on top.
It was.
And
before we use that to segue into what I want to talk about
other company?
with AEW, let's check out this.
Do you need some screen printing done? How about some vinyl work? Don't worry, we got you covered. Head on down to Seasonal Sports on University Boulevard in Whitesboro for all your vinyl and screen printing needs. Seasonal Sports, University Boulevard, Whitesboro.
Wow, that was a great commercial.
So,
you want to talk about almost excellent wrestling now?
Almost excellent wrestling. I like it. So I shared a video to Joe and Todd.
Wait, which one?
About
the one with
Suplex.
Oh. Okay.
So there is a
speaking of which, Suplex. I've reached out to you. I've messaged you a couple times. I've commented on your shit. We want you on the show. I'm going to screen grab this and send it, post it, tag you in it. Suplex, we want you to hit the video link. We want you on the show. We love your opinions.
Yeah,
we want you, dude.
If you're not watching Suplex on YouTube, you should be.
And it's SOOO Plex.
Yeah,
okay,
which is a genius way to.
And he's on Instagram.
That is half of what grabbed me. I'm like.
I like dude, that. His opinions are, even though I might not agree with all of them, he is so good. And that is my man crush of the week.
Yeah, so
I'm going to have to come up with a video.
So
Sorry, Todd.
It was going to happen eventually.
And it sounds like it may have gotten that viral video, the one I'm talking about, it may have gotten back to MJF because he kind of quoted at the scrum, he quoted stuff that Suplex said.
Right.
So,
do you have the video?
AEW is boring with MJF as champ, and he's a mid character. Sorry, I agree. I agree with Suplex. Okay, he's he's great in the ring. But he is a one-dimensional heel. Mm-hmm. His character has not changed since the day he walked in the door. And yes, I am literally word for word saying some stuff that Suplex has said in his video. But I agree, and it's much like stuff I have said on much earlier shows that we said months ago.
Absolutely.
He hasn't changed at all. Everything is the same. And I said this 6 months ago, was the whole, he makes everyone that he ends up wrestling has to jump through hoops to get to him. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing every single time. He doesn't change. Yes, he's great in the ring. Yeah, he's a great bad guy, but he's also a one-dimensional bad guy. It's boring. It's like, in order to garner heat, he had to take a cup and throw water at a kid. Which I don't know. See, I don't think that, because
I love it.
If we were to touch the wrestlers, if we were pissed at them, we get thrown out and possibly charged. He can take water and throw it at a kid, and then it's like, well, you're soft. No, that's a kid watching. I don't know. I don't really think.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, before that happened, they went out and be like, hey, if we let him throw the water on you, you guys will be able to come backstage and meet all the wrestlers and everything else.
If they did that, if it's all a plant, I'm 100% for
dude, and even if it wasn't,
it's a plant,
even if it wasn't, and they came out after like, hey, you want to come backstage? Whatever. They handled it
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they handled it after, right?
Here's the thing with.
But I'm saying if you have to throw water at a kid, I'm not saying how it happened, but I'm saying even if it's all entirely set up, if you have to throw water at a kid in order to gain the type of to keep the heat that you want, the character's dying.
So here's the thing,
because it's one dimensional. It's this. He's been this. How old is AEW? 3.5 years old.
Yeah.
He wasn't he on the first episode? He's the exact same character.
Whose
he
fault
hasn't
is that?
changed at all.
Is that creatives or is that his?
I think he has full reign of his character. He lives it in real life. You saw the video of the elevator, right?
Right.
I'm getting on this elevator, and if anybody tries to get on this elevator with me, I'm going to punch you in your mouth.
But
you know what I mean? Like, he lives his character, which is different than what most other people do. He
now,
literally
90s. That's what they did. They lived the gimmick.
right. So he's living his gimmick now when kayfabe is supposed to be like pretty much dead.
But
and that's fine. Like, good for you if that's how you want to. That's how you want to do it. But dude, sorry.
See, I'm not blaming that on him because if you look at the AEW roster as a whole, so you're saying 3.5 years. What AEW wrestler, besides Jungle Boy actually getting Jack Perry added to his name and he's not having to come out in like a sarong anymore, what character has really changed and developed in that company?
I mean, changed other than Jericho.
Yeah, but that's
you know what I mean.
That's a little
thing
different.
is-
Jericho. That's
Yeah, but
Jericho's thing. Jericho's character's constantly changing. But like, if you look at all the other wrestlers, especially the guys who are nobodies,
But that's the thing.
none of them have changed.
Yeah, but that's the thing is they haven't had the time to do that. MJF has been at the forefront. He's supposed to be one of the pillars. He's been at one of the forefronts. And Matt, don't hi. I appreciate you tuning in. We sorry. His name is Matthew. Matthew Dash Anime, which I'm already in. Anime, what's up? Anime's good.
What kind of anime?
Where did
Just regular anime, not your weird tentacle porn anime.
It's his tentacle.
That's
porn.
not mine.
I like the anime squirrel stuff.
Okay, what?
Bushy tail. It's my thing.
furries? Yeah, it's cool.
You know.
Yeah.
Where did MJF come from in the first place? Like, where was he?
I mean, I'm sure he was
before
doing
AEW?
indie stuff. I mean, I know.
I'll tell you right now.
I had seen him. He was in the one. He was security for Samoa Joe when Samoa Joe was champ.
In
I think it
WWE?
was NXT or.
Okay. I think I remember.
He was in Major League Wrestling.
Okay.
He was in CZW.
Okay.
And that was really it.
So
Early
he must have
career, he
just-
was in CZW.
So I'm assuming he just probably knew like the Young Bucks and all those guys.
Yeah, he knew the Bucks. And,
Major League
and
Wrestling.
Cody and yeah, Cody. I think he's a Cody guy. Is the thing. So I hadn't seen him on the Indies. You know,
Well, I think it was
he
more.
hadn't been up this way. He's because he's still really young too. Like that's the other thing is because he even though he is well seasoned and you know I'm not trying to knock the guy down. I'm just saying like remember that moment where we kind of thought like he actually might do a face turn. That was the closest you got to character development.
Yeah.
No, the character developed in no way at all.
Well, he was-
you know what
he
I
was
mean?
just
He's living the heel life that he has, that he's created, and now I mean I feel like he's holding on to it like way too long.
Well,
It's-
I'm sure
he
Tony
needs
Khan and
he needs to
creative
develop.
has told him, like, here, this is what we need you still do this, we need you still do this. But you're right. There does need to be a change in his gimmick. There needs to be a change in him to develop more. But part of me thinks, too, he's only got a year left on his contract. He knows he knows where he's going. He's said it a million times. He's going to WWE.
Right.
Even if AEW offers him, pulls a truck up to his house with a dump truck full of money, he's going to WWE.
Right.
Like, I don't care what
He
anybody
probably
says.
wants his Mania moment, and that's fine.
But here's
It's,
the
you know,
question: Will not
Will
if
they
he
use
fits
him
in,
right?
but will
Probably
he
not.
fit in? I mean, like,
Oh, absolutely. He'll be the best heel. He'll come in and be the best heel in WWE. And then after a year or two, depending on who he's doing his programs with, they'll have him turn face. Because there's nobody in WWE ever that has just been anybody who's been big championship caliber guy who's just been a heel the whole entire time.
Right.
Everybody turns face at some point. Now, there have been people who have stayed face and never gone heel. Cena.
Right.
But nobody's...
I think he would have been such a good heel.
There's still time.
You know what I mean? Like, they, you know what I mean? Like when Hogan went heel.
The,
you know what I mean?
Closest he was to a heel was when he was the Doctor of Thugonomics.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a little...
But he was never...
But he was never flat out.
Yeah, he was never flat out heel. And you have a lot of opportunity with MJF because the kid's young as hell. He's got another 15, 20 years left in this business as long as he can stay
solid hardcore wrestling.
Now, just
of
picture
the wrestling
this.
that he does.
Picture this.
Because he's so young.
The Miz introduces his new protege, Maxwell J. Friedman. And then, after his initial program with whomever, MJF decides he's the star, not the Miz.
I don't even think that they would wait till the end of that first promo.
Yeah,
I think he'd beat the crap out of him at the end of that first.
Well, no, because then you're just rehashing the Logan Paul incident.
You know what I mean?
I feel like there needs to be build with that. But can you imagine the match, the build up to the match, those two would have?
It'd be a great match, but
it would be a good match. I don't think the protege thing would work only because of he's already so established. And who he is and his character. That would be almost like a kick down the ladder.
He'd come right for Cody.
Yeah, because
he'd go right for Cody.
Oh, that'd be even better.
What
you know
I truly want to see is whatever.
Like I had to chase you here to get you. You know what I mean? Like
you can't run anymore.
You can't run anymore.
Oh my God! Cody wins the belt this Mania. Cody holds the belt for a whole year. MJF's contract. MJF comes in next year, WrestleMania time. Like my hair is standing up. My hair is standing up right now.
Personally, and again, this all goes back to the people that work their asses off. Not saying that Cody doesn't, but right now, to me, if he wins it, cool. He doesn't deserve to have it for a year.
That's where I disagree.
Unless he shows up every show
in it,
but not.
He
left, came back, did a thing, was out, came back, immediately won a rumble.
That was on injury. So here's the thing, right? So normally I would say I agree, but because I said earlier in the show I don't think it's Cody's time. It's because it's with storyline stuff. I feel like it's Sammy's time, right?
Absolutely.
But him being out, I mean, that was on injury. He had to go do that. And he wrestled that last match with one arm.
Oh, I understand
you know what I mean?
that. I'm just saying there's people like Sammy who have been busting their ass.
Right.
And getting nothing. And I think Cody comes back from injury regardless. He was only back in the company for a short period of time before he went out on injury.
Right.
Comes back from injury, number 30, wins the Rumble. But here's Sammy, who has been busting his ass for years
I agree.
straight.
Again,
That's
I think
where my.
But you have Cody, who busted his ass for 10 years and was told he would nothing be more than a mid-card loser by Vince, left the company, established himself as the highest-paid wrestler in the world that year, and then went off and created competition for WWE.
That is legit competition.
And then left to come back to attempt to do something that his family, which is part of the nuts and bolts that made the WWF, to come back and hold that winged eagle high. He's put more blood, tears, sweat than anybody. And you're not wrong. Sammy's busted his ass for the last year.
Yeah.
But overall,
Sammy's busted his ass for a long time.
Here's the weird part, right? We're all right.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Because do I think for the third time, do I think Sammy should be the guy right now? Absolutely. However, if Cody does get it, I don't think you're going to see the championship be like how Roman has it. You're going to see him wrestle on Monday nights or on Friday nights or whenever it is, or I don't think both. And this is why I think they should split the titles and everything. But you're going to see him more, and I think he will actually be more of the fighting champ instead of because Roman isn't so much. He's pretty much a part-timer at this point.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's a part-time wrestler, but he's there every week.
No, he's not even there every week.
There's been times where he was on.
He's on at least one show every week, I feel like.
There was a point in time
There's a few.
that he was gone for like a month and a half and not on anything.
Yeah,
It
I
was
don't like.
just
He wasn't
the
there
bloodline.
he wasn't there like 2 weeks ago or something like right, wasn't it?
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he was there last Friday because he told Jimmy that it's going to be his fault if Jay doesn't come back.
Yeah, there was
so.
a period of time he was off for like a month.
I just feel like it would be an awful, awful shame if Sami Zayn won the heavyweight title before Cody Rhodes did. I feel like that, like, as Cody, I would take that as a slap in the fucking face.
I'm also not saying that Sammy shouldn't be in a triple threat with them, and like
I don't want to
whoever
see a triple threat. I want
whoever
to see
wins
Sami and
1-on-one.
Cody.
Whoever wins
'Cause I think that'd be a
title
killer
or
match.
whoever wins pinfall 1 gets this belt. Whoever wins pinfall 2 gets this belt, and then it's like, you know,
Those two
Cody
deserve
wins
their own
one.
match.
You know, Cody wins. You know, whichever, you know, the WWE Championship, and then like it really looks like Roman's going to retain one of them, and then boom, Sammy wins the Universal.
Well, what I really hope happens is
Because that would be the best way to split it too.
Cody wins
There's
the
your
first
split.
one, and then night 2, you have all of a sudden them announce for whatever reason they decide storyline wise. All right, Roman wants redemption from last night. Sammy, get out here and wrestle him. I would love that. And or KO come out, like whoever, because honestly it would be dope if KO beats Roman, and then you have them do a program leading up to SummerSlam with KO versus Sammy in SummerSlam, and then Sammy wins at SummerSlam, and they do a program all summer long together. Like, because I always loved the Sammy
You can tell the best story.
because they're best friends.
Yeah.
And like. Oh, it's almost like the video I sent to you guys of me and Sims. We've been
Right.
friends for so long. We don't have to tell each other things. Like
Right.
we know what we're doing. We know how we're doing. Nothing has to be discussed. All right, we got to do this. Let's do it. We know each other so well that there's no plan needed. And can you imagine the shit that they could say to each other back and forth without it being scripted, just going off the top of the head, so it comes off so natural? It's gold, because now you don't have Sammy being that like I'm the rebel leader nonsense he was doing. You got Sammy Uso, and he's more of a sympathetic character, and you got KO who's not. Oh, I'm a scared little whiny KO. I'm Kevin Owens. I'm the prize fighter. So you have them back to what they're kind of like their original personas are. They're themselves dialed up a little bit. That's money in the bank right there. No pun intended. Like that's cash money there. So you have KO win
Money.
night 2.
In your hand.
Cody win night 1. Roman gets a break, and guess what? Next year at Money in the Bank or whatever, Roman Reigns is a surprise entry in Money in the Bank. Roman wins Money in the Bank to set up for his redemption storyline or whatever. Like, it's easy to put down and it's easy to fill. You just got to do it right.
Yeah.
WWE, call me.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. They should
Reach
be
out to me on social media at
pruning
Joseph
us.
Stones. I'm giving you the ideas for free.
Yeah.
Just send us
Every
some
week.
tickets.
Every
send
week.
us an endorsement, something, sponsorship,
Couple
whatever.
million, whatever. We
Yeah.
like hush money.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There's this one
I'll
time.
stop saying stuff on here and start saying it only to you guys.
There was this one time when I went to Stamford, Connecticut, and I saw Vince McMahon, and he touched me in a certain way.
I remember you telling me the
Yeah,
story.
I have video evidence. He had a mustache.
Yeah.
Pistachio.
We'll see everybody next week.
Tune in Friday for episode 2 of Movie Madness, season 2, episode 2. Next Wednesday, Wrestle Fandom Radio. Shout out to our sponsors, new and old.
Yeah. And we will see.
And Coffin will fix that video for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll try my damnedest.
And just so everybody knows, Todd did this whole podcast with no pants on. Bye.
Do you love pro wrestling and sports entertainment? It's the real to you, damn it. You support us, your favorite. Talking AJ Styles, Chris Jericho, and all the greatest. Your top 5 dead or alive, the broader stages like WrestleMania, All In and All Out. NXT takeover, what the business about? Putting fans in the stands and the millions at home. Like The Rock versus Stone Cold, we're stealing the show. Wrestle Fandom Radio and Disruption Network with Dippin' Donuts. ICW, we make fanatics flipping go nuts. Every time we're live at local shows and it's a bonus. We're family friendly, all the growing up speculation when it's bringing them facts. Ain't no storyline of fiction when I spit on these tracks. It's Wrestle Fandom Network, Wrestle Fandom Radio. Every week's an episode. Open with your favorite show. Hear about your favorite pro. What's the scoop from backstage? Hear us on the podcast and go and view our fan page. It's Wrestle Network, Wrestle Fandom Radio. Every week's an episode. Open with your favorite show. Hear about your favorite pro. What's the scoop from backstage? Hear us on the podcast and go and view our fan page. It's Wrestle Network, Wrestle Fandom Radio. Every week's an episode. Open with your favorite show. Hear about your favorite pro. What's the scoop from backstage? Hear us on the podcast and go and view